What's up everyone, this is GUA here. I'm going to be making you guys a video talking about the A-Jumpers 4 tournament, EGC tournament. This is called Call to Arms. And so real quick, I kind of have an idea. I haven't uploaded to my YouTube channel in a real long time. And, it's kind of difficult to grow on YouTube, while also competing. You could stream, you could upload just your games, but usually those don't do well on YouTube. Usually to grow on YouTube, it requires someone to edit videos like crazy and have really good thumbnails and putting a bunch of time into it, which is impossible when I have a job and I'm trying to play and compete and also manage YouTube. It's so much to do. And I don't have a YouTube editor or anything, of course. So I think I kind of have a fun idea that I think I might start doing, that instead of uploading the type of videos that need to be edited and are super time consuming, I think I might start uploading a new type of videos on YouTube where I basically talk about the competitive scene in A-Jumpers 4, and they would be pretty easy to manage, where it's just kind of me talking about what's going on, doing very little editing, and yeah, just kind of covering the competitive scene, maybe covering different players in the competitive scene and what's going on in AOE 4. I think it's stuff that I actually really like talking about. So yeah, I'm going to give this an idea. Yeah, this is kind of the first video where I'll be talking about this tournament. If you guys like this idea or this concept, I guess leave a like to let me know, or leave some comments that, if I should keep doing this. Yeah, so let's kind of get into this. So yeah, we'll start talking about the A-Jumpers 4 The tournaments are back. Summer vacation's basically over, and we're back into the tournament scene for AOE 4 with EGC TV hosting three different tournaments coming in the next few months. And we're kicking it off with the Call to Arms tournament by EGC TV. As you guys see here on Wikipedia, this is a $15,000 prize pool tournament. I believe, yeah, $15,000. And we'll look at the payout really quick. So it's the top 24 players get paid. So yeah, I guess my goal, I definitely want to try to get a payout, would be nice. I think top 24 would be nice, or top 20 would be a good goal there. So yeah, a brief overview of this tournament. There was a qualifier stage. So first off, the top 32 players with their ATR ranking automatically qualified. I ended up being ranked 33 overall, so I missed out on automatically qualifying by one spot, which was super frustrating. I ended up having to play the qualifier on a holiday weekend while out of town. It was pretty hilarious. I was streaming and drinking while doing it, but I ended up breezing through the qualifiers, went undefeated, and qualified for the tournament, so that was good. And just give you guys a quick little show of the qualifier here, a quick summary. So these are the 16 players that qualified. 16 players qualified in the qualifiers to make a total of 48 players for this tournament. And these ones here should also be yellow because the top 16 here qualified. So yeah, me, Kaiser, Ilona. I'm not going to read off all these names, but some of the names are, obvious names like Crackety, Voldemort. But then we're also seeing some new names, like Hung ADC, a couple, Raymond qualifying, M7, Shiki qualifying, some people that don't always qualify, so that's really cool to see, new names up there. I think I do want to make videos talking about, the specific players, seeing, new people come to the scene is really cool, and maybe giving, a backstory or a little summary on who some of these new guys are that are into the competitive scene now. But yeah, so that was quite a bit of fun playing qualifiers. This was my run. I played versus Raymond. I 2-0'd Raymond in a best of 3, and then I just had to win a best of 3 versus UD Owns. I 2-0'd him, and I qualified. There was a losers bracket, and I believe Raymond did still go on to qualify. So Raymond ended up losing to me 2-0, but then Raymond went on to win a best of 1, won a best of 1, and then won a best of 3 here to qualify. UT Owens looks like he lost M7, so that's cool for Raymond to be able to lose to me and still qualify. But yeah, let's get into the Swiss stage. So now that we have the total of 48 players in this tournament, the tournament is played over 3 or 4 weekends with a Swiss stage, where basically the goal is, in Swiss stage, you basically get matched for someone on your skill level, how well you're performing. and then there's four divisions, 4 pools, so 12 players in each one, and the top 2 from each 4 divisions would advance to the playoffs, which, you know, is going to be very difficult for anyone, you know, for me. But this is my pool right here. We have Luciferon, Baltoon, Demu, Faye, Yui Metal, Sort of, me, Lash, Wham, Shiki, Legolas, and 9 Racing Cats. So, you know, all very good players right there. And to get the top 2 is obviously going to be extremely difficult. It's really just going to be like the full-time pro players. Like Demu's, you know, it's basically Demu, Luciferon, and Wham are obviously the big 3 favorites there. I think they're all pretty much full-time and pros. I'm not sure if Wham is technically full-time anymore, but yeah, I mean, those 3 guys have been dominating the competitive scene for quite some time. So my goal is to get top 7 at worst. Like, if I get 5th place, that would be really nice. Like 5th or 6th would be a nice goal. And I think, what was I saying, top 24 payout? So I think I would have to get 6th place in order to get a payout, and then 5th for a little bit more. Yeah, so getting 5th or 6th place is my goal here, I suppose. It's doable, but you know, going to be challenging. So we had the first weekend kick off already. Round 1 is right here, and yeah, you guys can take a look here. This, you know, can all be seen on Wikipedia. I'll kind of just cover my run here so far. So my first series, I had to play versus Demu, which is, you know, unfortunate. I got one of the top guys in the pool for the first round. And yeah, ended up losing 3-0. Yeah, it was a rough series, very rough. I think Demu is maybe the player I hate playing versus the most out of anyone. I think just had he knows how to counter me really well, and the games were just not good. Yeah, looking back, I got some things I can reflect on going forward, but yeah, I got demolished to Demu, but you know, not really a surprise as he's one of the top guys there. And then I ended up playing versus Shiki in round 2, which was on Sunday, and ended up winning 3-1 versus Shiki, so that was pretty good. I was hoping to for sure win versus him, because he's probably considered one of the somewhat lower players in this pool. So I was hoping to definitely win the best of 5, but every single match matters. So if you win 3-0, that is more important than winning 3-1. Based on like how the point system works for the whole 5 rounds. So yeah, I guess I was hoping to get a 3-0. Would have been obviously very nice, but I'm pretty happy with the 3-1. I'll take that. And actually, looking at round 1, Lash played versus Shiki, and Lash won 3-2. He dropped 2 games to Shiki, so that's actually good that I basically performed better than Lash versus Shiki. So I think that's pretty big. Get that 1 extra point there. And yeah, so overall, I think I'm pretty happy with, you know, the start, or my start to this. Not amazing, but kind of like as expected, I guess I would say, getting like 3-0 to Demu, and then 3-1ing Shiki. And they did just announce who we're going to be playing versus in round 3. So yeah, this is round 3 right now for my pool. It looks like my opponent will be Legolas. Where it looks like we're going to have Demu and Luciferon. That's going to be a very good matchup. Faye vs Baltoon, Wham vs Sort of, 9 Racing Cat vs Shiki, and Lash vs Yui Metal, or aka H4. So let's see how Legolas has been performing so far. Legolas played versus Baltoon, and he got 3-0'd. Baltoon's a very good player. It's kind of as expected. And then Legolas played versus Yui Metal, and he also got 3-0'd. So yeah, Legolas actually struggling. Obviously, so far, just get it going 0-2 in series and not winning any games. But he did face 2 really good opponents, and Legolas is one of the, you know, kind of new up-and-comers, where he's just recently started doing qualifying for tournaments and kind of getting in that tournament competitive scene in the last few months or 6 months or so. So kind of as expected. And I'm actually a little bit surprised I'm going versus Legolas, and I'm glad I'm not going versus someone higher, but I was expecting to maybe be going versus Lash or Sort of, so I'm a little bit surprised I got Legolas here, but You can't play versus the same opponent more than once, so there's a whole set of rules and kind of how it determines your opponent. But yeah, so for round 3, I will be playing versus Legacy, which, yeah, I guess I'm happy with. He is a good player. I think I would imagine he's probably similar skill to like Shiki. So I definitely obviously want to win the series versus Legless. And yeah, every game's gonna count. I'm gonna basically hope to 3-0 him. I'm gonna try to get a 3-0, and worst case, I want to win 3-1 versus him. I mean, who knows? He's a good player. A chance he could beat me, of course. But my goal is for 3-0. Worst case scenario, I need to beat him 3-1. And yeah, so we'll see how that is gonna go. And yeah, that'll be round 3, which will be next Saturday. And then based on how round 3 goes, that will determine your opponent for round 4, which would be on Sunday. And then it looks like only one more round after that, and then playoffs. So yeah, not much room for error in this tournament. Yeah, really got to perform. These are currently the standings in my pool. I'm not sure if these are 100% like accurate, because there's a lot of ties right now. So how the ties are is a little bit, I don't know if it's technically in the correct order, but Lucifron is 2-0, so there's 3 people that are 2-0: Lucifron, Baltoon, and Demu. And with Lucifron not dropping a single game, 3-0ing Nice and Racing Cat, which is, I would say, expected. And then 3-0 versus Wham is pretty nice. Wham not able to take any games off Lucifron is actually quite big there. So yeah, I'm looking pretty decent. If I had to say how the favorites for this pool is, Lucifron and Demu are gonna be probably like top 2. Wham will be fighting for top 2 spot. Wham might be third, might be 30, you might get second. So yeah, we'll say Lucifron, Demu, and Wham are probably locked in as the top 3. Sort of is very good, but he hasn't been playing as much. He did sort of drop 2 games to Faye, as sort of was rusty, but then already took 2 games off of Demu. So I could see sort of like, even though he's not playing much, he's super good. So just playing a few games in the tournament will kind of get him a little bit less rusty. So sort of honestly is probably the favorite for like 4th place after the big 3, after Lucifron, Demu, and Wham. But who knows, man? I have a chance. I could take over sort of, and semi-inactive sort of. There's a chance I could take over him. But he's gonna be up there for potentially 4th. And then you got guys like Baltoons, who's very good, who might be 4th. So Baltoons is going to be one of the guys I'm going to be running for. Let's say sort of is 4th. Baltoon would be 5th. And then UE Meadow is also very good. And then me. So there's a group of like 4 people right there. Baltoon, UE Meadow, sort of, and me are all going to be fighting for those like spots there. And then even, Lash is really good too. Kind of Lash having a bit of a rough start, but Lash definitely has a chance to kind of in the group of 5 of us where we're all fighting for the spots. And then Shiki's a bit new to the tournament scene. He's been a team player in the past, and I think just missed out in qualifying for Golden League 2 when I beat him in a qualifier. But he's a good player, but he's off to a bit of a rough start, grabbing a couple games in his, losing Lash and then losing me. And like I said, Legolas, kind of new to the tournament competitive scene, expected to be in the lower portion of the bracket. And 9 Racing Cat, when he's active and playing a lot, he can be pretty good and pretty up there, but he's having a very rough start going, 0-3 versus Lucifron is kind of expected, but then dropping 0-3 versus Faye is a rough start for 9 Racing Cat. And then, Faye I didn't mention. Faye actually had a really good start. She's, had a very good start, taking 2 games off of sort of, very impressive. Losing the series, and then 3-0ing Nice and Racing Cat. So that's basically like the best start Faye could have hoped for. So she's also kind of one of the people that will be fighting for the spots. But I think I'm a little bit better than her. I think the main 4 is like UE Metal, sort of, me, and Baltoon are going to be fighting for, I guess, places like 4 to 7. And then also kind of Lash too. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Going to be battling it out. Yeah, I think I'm going to wrap up this video with that, just kind of talking about the tournaments. And yeah, I think I want to start making more videos about this where maybe I make predictions of how, you know, I think my week is going to go, or I like break down a specific series of somebody, you know, or I, you know, give an introduction on some of these new players, the new names we're seeing in the tournament scene, kind of give a background about them. So yeah, if you guys are interested in these types of videos, if you think they would be cool, let me know and I'll try to keep making them, and we'll see how it goes. Awesome, guys. Thank you for watching. Peace.